It looks like we are live. It tells me I'm live and the internet can totally see me now. I'm so embarrassed. Anyway, welcome. It is another Monday night. Did you guys have a good day? Did you have a good day at work today? I spent today working. I spent today working on videos. Tundra Whisperer. Hello, Ford fans. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. You got me for just a split second because I'd seen some other April Fool's stuff out there today, and I'm like, right. I don't see that happening. Besides, if it did, wouldn't you be like Ford Whisperer now instead of Tundra Whisperer? I mean, wouldn't you? I don't know. Anyway, let's see. I need to turn this a little bit. Let's see if that makes a difference. Because I'm running out of room. I don't know why. I'm running out of room. Anyway, it's Monday night. Lots of stuff going on. Shot a video today I thought was going to be rather long, but as it turns out, it wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be. So I guess I was happy about that because people don't seem to like the marathon videos, you know? They don't want to see the marathon videos, but I thought it was pretty good, man. Tundra Whisperer, that is a sweet console cover. Can we get his contact info, Rob? Yeah, I actually put it in the description on the video itself, so it's in the description, but in case you want it, it's Kylin Brimhall. It's Kylin Brimhall. And you find him most easy, I guess, or the easiest, if you just look him up on Facebook. You know, there aren't a lot of Kylin Brimhalls out there, so if you just look him up on Facebook, you will find Kylin Brimhall. But anyway, I did put a little link thing or whatever on the video in the description section to his Facebook page. So if you go there, I think it's clickable, hot. I think it's a hot link. But if it's not a hot link, then you can copy it, paste it, and find him that way. But easiest is just to look him up by his name, Kylin Brimhall. Anyway, he does fantastic work. I mean, look at that. Isn't that awesome? Now, I will say, you'll notice the emblem on the center console as compared to the emblem up in the corner way up there, which I can't reach. It does look like it's pink or some kind of off red or something. It's not. I don't know why it comes out that way in the camera. It is gray. It may not be quite as gray as what you see over there in the corner, but it is gray. Let me move you up here. Yeah, so right there, this part right here, which kind of looks kind of pink. I don't know. It might be because of the lettering as compared to this part right here. But I will assure you, it is indeed gray in real life or on the Tacoma. So, I don't know. Looks pretty sweet to me, man. Let's see. String Bean says, Orla, Rob. Well, Orla String, how you doing, man? What's up? How you been? T-Dub. Oh, okay. I'll look for it. Thanks. Yeah, he does awesome work, man. And he is fast. I mean, you send this stuff off to him. And this one that I did here actually had to be sent to from him, sent, I think, or taken over to I think it was a custom embroiderer who does the actual embroidering. And then he goes ahead and puts everything together and you see the finished product there. But he does all kinds of stuff and has all kinds of different finishes and materials and things like that that you can actually have him use, you know. Tundra Whisper says, did he do all the extra stitching as well? He didn't do, and this would be a question for him because I'm not positive. He didn't do the logo part itself. In other words, this part here. He didn't do that part. He did everything else. Put it together, the form and fit and all that stuff over the console cover, I think. But that'd be a good question for him because honestly, I'm not positive, but I do believe he had to send it somewhere else or take it somewhere else Might be somebody local to him. I don't know. But either way, it doesn't matter to me. It came out fantastic. String Bean says, hashtag String Bean Solar Raid. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Is that a new drink of some kind? You have your own drink? Thunder Whisper says, reflective maybe, still looks very sharp. Oh, it is. It is. And it could be reflecting. I mean, you'll notice the color that you see there with the shot from the camera is not too much different from the color you see right here on the seat. I mean, if you look at those two, they're kind of similar. And you know the seat inside the Tacoma is gray. It's not pink or red, or it doesn't have any kind of a hue like that, you know. So there you go. I think it looks pretty darn good. Jimmy Moreno says, looks good. Hey Jimmy, how you doing? Yeah, it's awesome. I love it, man. You know, I had Kylan do another one before that had red stitching in it, and I think it had that stripe right there up the center, but it didn't have the logo or anything on it. And then I saw that he was doing logos and stuff for people, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta have this, you know. So you know, for the channel, I had to have this for the channel. So that's why I went ahead and changed it, because I did have him do another one. And the quality work, this is the third time I've had him do something for me, and every one that he's done, third or fourth maybe, is awesome. So Thunder Whisper says, so that cover was all smooth at first, then added all of the stitching detail. No, actually, no. This is a material. What you see, this carbon fiber kind of look, is the actual material itself. He gets it that way. The stitching, of course, is all the stitching that you see here, here, the other sides, up the middle, across the center. That's all the stitching that he does. And then the sides here were smooth, whatever the material is that he uses. As far as I know, and from what it looked like to me, he takes the cover that's currently on yours off, and the little bit of, you know, thin material or padding that's under it, and tosses it, and adds his own padding, which I think is kind of a gel material. I'm not sure. It feels like it if it's not. But he adds that underneath the whole new cover that he does. So it's not like he reuses your material, if you will. He gets it all new. So pretty darn cool, man. Chad Knotts, what's up, Rob? Doing good here. Hey, Chad, how you doing, man? I'm doing pretty good. It's Monday night, although it's a bit chilly here. It was misty, rainy, crappy all day, and in the low 50s. I actually have the heat on in here right now. You might be able to hear it in the background. I'm not sure, but it was cold. String Bean, Rob, I am solo rating you live stream. Rob, I am solo rating you live stream just like I do other live streams. I'm still not sure what that means. What does that mean? Mark W, looks good. Free advertising when you trade in for 2020 or 2021. You know, I'd be very interested if I took this truck, let's say I was looking to trade, right, and took it to a dealer. What would they say about something like that? You know, I'd be curious to know. Would they think it's a bad thing? Would it not matter at all? I'd be really curious to know what a dealer would think of something like that. I've never seen it, you know, unless it was, you know, from a manufacturer or something like that. But I've never seen anything like that myself. So I don't know. I'd be very curious to know that, though, man. Thunder Whisper, oh, okay, I follow now. Total customization then, nice. Yeah, the whole thing is custom. I mean, what you see replaced what was there before. At least as far as I know. If he's using some of the other material, he couldn't be. It looks totally different. I mean, even this this material here, whatever it is different than what was on the original armrest. So. And I can tell you, again, the padding, it makes a heck of a difference. You know, to sit there with your elbow on that padding for any period of time makes a huge difference. my elbow would actually get sore sitting on the other one if I was on it for very long. Not with this one. I mean, you don't even feel it. It's that plush, you know, which is really kind of cool. I'm really digging that, man. Let's see. So what else is going on? Well, I had my little front-facing camera issue. You know, I put that on, and about 2 days later, or something like that, I touched it. And I don't know why I touched it. I think it's in the back of my brain that if you do anything electrical, you should put your hand on it once in a while just to see, obviously, not if there's an electrical charge, excuse me, but if it's warm. Because if it's warm, when it's not been running or not supposed to be running, obviously that would mean that there is a problem, right? I mean, anything, because I've done that in the past. I've way back installed radios or whatever, and you go to touch them, if they feel warm or something, you've got something wrong, you know. Usually it was a short kind of situation, not like this. In this case, as I had said in the video, it was because there was constant power being supplied to that camera. Now, somebody else mentioned something to me a few minutes ago in a comment, and that was, you don't want constant power going to that camera even when the car is on. In other words, you need a switch in between. Now, I don't have a switch, and I'll be curious to see what happens, but I don't have a switch between the power and the camera. I have a switch between the camera and the radio screen, if you will, when it switches back and forth between front and rear. So I don't know if that's going to make a difference. I don't know if it's that big of a draw, really. I mean, it's 12 volts. You know, you get a little, you know, battery and you have a 9-volt battery. I mean, you know, I just don't know that it's that big a deal, but it's not a bad point. Thunder Whisper says, I'm going to check with him about doing a San Francisco Giants baseball emblem on my Tundra Center console cover. As long as you can get the cover to him, I'd be shocked if he couldn't do that. Now, you might have to supply the artwork. I'm not sure. What I did is I sent a file, I think it was a .png, I think, file to Kylan of my logo. That's where he got the image from. I sent it to him. And whatever magic they or he works after that, you know, was fantastic because it came out awesome. So I don't know what he used, but if you look at the lettering, I mean, let me take you up here for just a minute. If you look at the E right here, look at how that E is shaped, right? And that's got to be the most difficult letter to do in that. And then if we go up here, it is the same as that E right there. I mean, it's just fantastic work. I mean, look at that. It's almost, if not identical. So that tells you whatever process they're using is pretty darn good, I think, to be able to match up the lettering that precisely and have it come out looking that good. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a seamstress or an embroiderer, but sure does look good to me. But again, I did send him a file, you know, of exactly what I wanted, so that that he would be able to give me exactly what I wanted, you know. Let's see. Jordan DeWall. Jordan says, live North Dakota, live Texas. Yes. Mark W. Use a relay triggered by the existing switch. Yeah, you know, the one thing I'm hesitant to do is put a bunch more components in the system, because the more you add, the more opportunity for problems you're going to have. And to be honest, I'm not a big electronics guy, so I'd have to spend time researching it. If it's a problem, then I'll look into doing that. I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, that'd be a good solution. The good thing is these cameras aren't very expensive. So if something happens and whatever the camera is getting is too much, or, you know, shortens its life expectancy or whatever, you know, you can pick another one up for like 30 bucks. Now, I'm not saying you should be, you know, using that as the main way to deal with the system, but for me, I guess if it happens, then I will do something after that. But I definitely think a relay would be a good idea for sure. Stonewall says, how much did it cost the center console? I'm not giving out pricing on it because frankly, that just creates issues for Kylan because anything anybody wants is going to be different. It all depends on what you want. I can't tell you what, for instance, Tundra Whisperer's San Francisco Giants emblem would cost on his Tundra. Number one, it's a Tundra. It's a bigger armrest. Number two, it's a different emblem. So unless you're going to go and you're going to get the exact same thing that I have, and I don't know why you would put my channel logo in your truck. I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool, but I kind of doubt anybody's going to do it. There's no point giving out pricing, nor do I want people going to Kylan and saying, yeah, but you only charge. I mean, that's not fair to him, so I'm not going to do it. You just need to get a hold of Kylan, tell him what you want, and he will determine whatever the pricing is. I think that's pretty fair. I will say, I've never seen him charge, from what I've seen publicly over $100. It's usually between 60 and $100, something like that. I think 100 is probably on the high side, but again, don't quote me on that. You need to talk to Kylan directly if you're interested in doing something like that. So back to the front-facing camera. First of all, it's awesome. I mean, when I pull in the garage now, I can see what's in front of me. I don't have to guess. And it's funny. I had a couple people, you know, you always get people on there. They're the doomsday people, you know. Why do you need it? You should get out there and look for yourself. You should just know. I've been driving for 30 years. I never had a front-facing camera. True. But you can't tell me that every time, which I don't know how frequent it is, but every time you pull up close to something, you're not taking a guess as to how close you really are because you can't see over the front. So there's no way you can tell me that you just know. You know, sooner or later, you're going to tap somebody. Now, I don't want anybody touching me, you know, and I don't want to touch anybody else's vehicle or house or whatever. So that's the validity of it. And if you're an off-roader, I mean, don't you want to see that big giant rut or rock or whatever it is that's coming up in front of the truck that maybe you didn't see? I don't know. For the cost of this, I think it's pretty reasonable, I think, for what it gives you, man. Let's see. Mark W. says, it's easy. Look into it. You don't even have to change your camera power source. Just tap the switched camera lead and add a ground. It's easy. Look into it. You don't even have to change your camera power source. Just tap the switched camera lead and add a ground. See, that's where I get confused. I don't know what you mean. I mean, I know what it means to tap a wire. But I don't know what wire. I don't know what the setup is. That's how ignorant I guess I am when it comes to these kind of things. I'm assuming that means you simply take a wire and tap it into the camera's power source. Let's see. You say you don't even have to change your camera power source. Just tap the switched camera. So you need to tap the switch. See, it's too detailed. I'm not going to get into it here because frankly, it just doesn't register with me because I've never done it before and have zero electrical training. Anything I know about electronics came from me playing with electronics. So I don't know. I'd have to look into it. Jordan says new trucks. New trucks. T-Dub says, so, do you manually turn the front camera on when you need it? Yes, there is a switch. It's a double throw, I guess they call it, switch. Normally it's riding in neutral position, all right? So it's neither on nor off, it's in neutral. If you go into reverse, as usual, the camera will pop up the reverse camera, as it always did. If you're driving down the road and you hit the switch to front facing or the front camera will be on the screen. And it will stay on the screen until you turn it off. If you're driving and you want to flip to reverse, I don't know why you do that, but let's say you want to see how close the guy is behind you. You can do that, and the camera will come on showing you the reverse view. And it stays on as long as you want it to. It doesn't shut off. So it's pretty cool. The setup is pretty neat. Jordan says, dirt bike. Don't have one. Hillcrest Heights says, yo, Rob. Hillcrest, how you doing, man? Hillcrest says, me too. I can't plug in a toaster. That's the thing. I mean, I just don't have any training in it. You know, I've never worked with it other than a few, you know, little things, radios in cars, stuff like that, 1,000 years ago, but never got into the guts, you know, of that kind of stuff. So I don't really have any background in it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Hillcrest Heights says, can you record off that camera? Only if you set a cell phone placed on record in front of it. Huh? Otherwise, no. There is no device that you are recording to. It's not like a dash cam or anything. Now, maybe if you had a dash cam somehow placed somewhere, you could wire that in. Maybe you'd be able to do that. I'm not sure. But no, you cannot. I cannot record off of that camera. Gear Runner says, hey, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Been editing the last hour and a half. My God, man, are you putting together an epic movie or what are you doing? And welcome, by the way. I just checked out your current EDC carry video and saw all your stuff, and it was pretty cool. And I'd just be afraid that I'd be so weighted down with, because I can't stand carrying any more weight stuff-wise than I have to carry, you know? I mean, the shoes that I'm wearing probably weigh, I don't know, next to nothing. You know, I can't stand heavy shoes either. I don't wear a belt because I don't like the way they feel. I don't like the weight. I don't even carry a wallet really anymore. It's one of those clip kind of things. I just don't like the weight, you know. Jordan DeWalt says, 2019 Ram, 25 Hondo, lifted. That would be nice. I like lifted Rams. Thunder Whisper says, you're forgiven, Gear. John Watt says, hey Rob, has anyone asked what the custom armrest cost? I'd like a personal one myself. A couple people have asked, and honestly, I'm not giving out costs because it's gonna vary. I don't want to put Kylan in a situation where, you know, somebody, and you know they will, yeah, but Rob only paid this, or Rob got screwed, you know, whatever. It depends. I mean, it is a custom item, so it's going to depend on what you want done. I mean, I assume you're not going to put the same logo on that I put on. And I assume you're not going to go with the same thread color and the same material and all of that. So whatever you do is not going to be the same cost as mine. So I guess most anything someone does, unless they get real intricate, is somewhere between 60 and 100 bucks. That's my guess. But again, that's a conversation to have with Kylan. Kylan is very approachable. I mean, if you tell him what you want, he'll give you a ballpark or he'll give you the price, whatever, but that's up to him. Well, there's the long answer, John. And they are awesome. He does a fantastic job. The quality and his response and his turnaround, I don't know how you get any better. He's just the kind of a vendor that you want these days. He's just the kind that you can't find anymore, you know? So that's how awesome he is. At least he's always been for me. Gear Runner says, thanks, T-Dub. Steve Reeves says hello. Hey, Steve. How you doing, buddy? Jordan DeWald says, Toyota Tundra lifted. Those are nice. Gear Runner says, I try to distribute the weight evenly on both sides of my body. I don't notice it much anymore. Yeah, that'd be the thing for me, man. I just couldn't stand to carry all the weight. Thunder Whisper says, I'm trying to figure out my EDC when I get into my Speedo to go swimming. Well, probably like Gear, there's plenty of room in there. I mean, Gear Runner says, I'd try a 50 cal Desert Eagle for that, T-Dub, laughing my arse off. That's what I'm saying. See, and Gear just says he's tried it. So, and he wears extra small. So I don't even know. Thunder Whisper says, well, I have, no, we're not going there. John Watt says, that's all. Terrific. That's my guess. Again, don't hold me to it. You got to talk to Kylan, and that's why I'm not giving out pricing, but from some that I've seen in comments on Facebook and stuff where he has mentioned pricing to folks, seemed to me like it was somewhere between 60 and 100 bucks on every one, but I don't know how detailed those were. Or I don't have any idea what you're looking for, so. Let's see. String Bean says, cheers, Gear Runner. Gear Runner says, LOL T-Dub. Gear Runner says, hi, Bean. Gear Runner says, hey, I wear XXS. Extra small. I didn't want to say that. I was trying to leave you with a little bit of dignity, you know? I mean, I didn't say that. String Bean says, I gave my girlfriend a only present. I don't know what that means. Thunder Whisper says, Gear, what's the latest with the headlight issue? That's scary stuff. Yeah. I mean, Gear took his truck in to have, well, I'm not going to give you all the detail. You got to go to his channel and watch the video. But let's just say he's having a problem with his Tundra headlights. Gear Runner says, truck's at the dealership as we speak. Oh, man. Pick it up tomorrow. I don't know why they just don't replace it. It's a very simple thing to do, and the cost on it's no more than 200 bucks. I think when I put one in my Tacoma, I actually had a Tacoma that did not have intermittent wipers. So when I took and this was the wiper one, of course, but when I took the manual wiper one out and put the intermittent wiper one in, it took about 2 seconds, and the cost on it was about, it seems to me it was like $179 or less dollars. That's it. And I had intermittent wipers from that point on. The hardest part of doing that job was separating the cowling around the steering wheel. That was the hardest part, and then getting it back together the right way. So, Gear Runner says, I think they are now. YouTube speaks volumes sometimes. Yeah, bad publicity is never something that that a vendor or a business wants. Now, bad publicity on YouTube, on the other hand, can make your subscribers go way up. I don't know what it is about YouTube in that. You know, you see people and they get really bad publicity, and they may be down for a day or two, and then all of a sudden, I don't get it. But in the real world, bad publicity is not something you want, obviously, especially as a business. You know, you certainly never want to have that. Thunder Whisper says, mine's in the body shop now, finally getting that hit and run driver damage fixed. That's good. Is that why you're driving the Ford? CJ Colvin says, hey Rob, what's up, brother? Just came back from dinner. CJ, I'm good. How you doing, man? What'd you have for dinner? Tonight I had 5 frozen fish sticks and a roll, a dinner roll, and a little bit of the green nectar right here. That was my dinner. Because I needed to get out here to get on, and I ran out of time because I was editing a video. Gear Runner says, glad you're getting it fixed, T-Dub. Gear Runner says, F-150, guys, subscribe to me just to give me down the road when I put, wait a minute, subscribe to me just to give me down the road when I put an F-150 video up, LOL. Yeah, to give you crap, I know. Hey, subscriber's a subscriber though, you know. Thunder Whisper says, she should be back to perfect when I get her back, can't wait. That'll be good. That'll be good to get that taken care of, I'm sure, man. Thunder Whisper, yeah, the rental place gave me, of all things, a Ford. It's the irony of it, man. Hillcrest Heights, great call on the LEDs replacing the halogens makes a big difference. Oh yeah, it makes a huge difference. I mean, that clean white light as opposed to that nasty yellow light, a huge difference, man. CJ Colvin, I had a burger, fries, a brat, and 3 chicken legs. Wow, man, did you go to like some big meat truck or something, or how did you get that variety? Or maybe just a restaurant, I guess, I don't know. But where do you get brats these days at a restaurant? Unless you go to a German restaurant or something. I don't know. John Watt says, Rob, can you tell me his contact info? Absolutely, John. And in case it doesn't make sense, it's also in the description of the video I put out today. But if all you have to do, he doesn't have although he may have a website now, but Every time I've asked him how I should have people get a hold of him, he says just to have people get a hold of him on Facebook. So if you just go to Facebook and search Kylan, K-Y-L-I-N, Brimhall, B-R-I-M-H-A-L-L, you will find Kylan Brimhall. And from that point, just send him a message, an instant message or whatever. Tell him where you saw it, if you wouldn't mind. And then he'll know exactly what you're talking about. And then tell him what you want. And see what he tells you, man. Gear Runner says, oh, I agree. I can't wait to get my LEDs back in. Oh, yeah. And I want to see what you're going to do with the Raptor-style lights on your truck, man. String Bean, I want to see the wiring. That's what I want to see. I assume you're going to do it yourself. String Bean says, every funky pop I have won lately on YouTube, I have given to my girlfriend to give to her daughter. That's nice. I don't know how, nor do I know what a Funko Pop is. I said funky, I guess it's Funko. I don't know what that is, and I don't know where someone would go to win them. I really don't know. CJ Colvin says, I'm at home. Oh, so you fixed all this stuff at home, man. See, that takes more energy than I'm willing to give, you know. Gear Runner says, have you met her yet, Bean? Well, that's a good question. Thunder Whisper says, Colvin, did that come with a defibrillator? That's right, that's right. Gear Runner, LOL T-Dub, Gear Runner. Yep, I'll do it myself. I want to see it. I want to see what you're going to use for power. Or do you already know? In the Tundra, are you going to wire it through the fuse box, or are you going to use an antifuse, or I mean, what are you going to do? I'll be real curious to see. Or maybe you're just going to go off the battery to a switch. I don't know. I don't know. String Bean says, not in person, just on her YouTube live streams and Instagram. Interesting. String Bean says, dang autocorrect, I meant in person. Not on person. I got you. I got you. Thunder Whisper says, who was String Bean before String Bean? He was Richard Garner. Richard Garner. String Bean says, I read that. CJ Coleman says, do you attend car shows every once in a while? Yes, I do. There's actually going to be some car shows coming up here, I think, in August. And might actually have a car in it. So we're going to see. I don't know yet. String Bean says, Gear Runner says, I've not opened the pack yet. Didn't it come with an antifuse? You know what? It did. I'm sorry. It did. It did come with an antifuse. Thunder Whisper says, oh, Garner, that's you. Yes, String Bean is the formerly hairy-faced Richard Garner. For you see, String Bean has shorn his face for some reason. My guess is it's probably female-related. And is smooth now. Or at least he was. I don't know anymore. But CJ Colvin says, that center console in that taco looks bad arse, man. Isn't it cool? It just came out fantastic. I think it's wonderful myself. Let me show you another picture of it. Let's see. Oops. I just got rid of myself. There. Now I got rid of the picture. Let me show you another picture of it. Because there's an even better one, I think. Assuming it will work on my screen. I don't know. It's probably going to be humongous. There it is. So, let's see. And I may have to shrink it down for you. See, now I'm sitting in the dark. It looks like I'm just in the middle of space. You know? Oh, wow. It didn't make it humongous. I'm surprised. Well, it's probably not going to fit in the full screen. But we're gonna give it a try anyway. There. That's just another picture I have of it that I think came out pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, I just think it looks awesome, man. That might give you a little bit better, a little more straight on shot anyway of the embroidery. I mean, look how sharp. Now I have to take myself up here again. You have to point backwards, but look how sharp the lines and stuff are. I mean, even in the letters, nothing's frayed. Everything's nice and sharp. You must use a really sharp needle to put that thing together. I don't know, but it's just awesome. It really is. Let's see. Where was I? Where was I? Thunder Whisper says, "Dag nabbit, dag nabbit." Gear Runner, the console does look good. It doesn't it? I mean, he just does a fantastic job. String Bean says, Tundra, yes, it is me, but I am String Bean, and I will always be called String Bean. But you were Richard Garner before, and I bet you thought you'd always be called Richard Garner. So did you change your name legally, or are you still Richard Garner in the real world? That's what I want to know. And would you consider changing your name legally to String Bean? CJ Coleman says, do you plan on doing a custom leather console in the Tundra as well? I've got to look at the Tundra. The thing with the Tundra is, can I get over there? Yeah, right. Oh, I almost can get over there. Right here in the center on the Tundra is that change holder thing. So it's not quite as simple as just taking the cover off, sending it to him. He takes the material off and does the custom work. So I got to take a closer look at the Tundra. I don't know if this can be done with the Tundra or not. And even if it could, I guess along the top you could put the logo. Or maybe have one on each side of that custom or that coin holder or center shelf, whatever you want to call it. But I would love to. Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool, man. Edge Everyday says, hello, guys. Edge, how you doing, buddy? Oh, man, and I am not on live chat. You see? It's like sitting in the dark. Let's see. Thunder Whisper says, hello, Edge. Gear Runner says, hey, Edge. Polymorphic says, hi, everybody. You've changed the font of your name again. I had enough time trying to figure out what that said before, but now that you've changed it again, but I got it. I got it. 123D Wireless. Gear Runner, when are you going to get one? That's right. When are you going to get one? Thunder Whisper says, don't spill your sweet tea on that new cover. I hope to never spill sweet tea anywhere in there. What a mess that would be. Look at the pattern in that. I just realized it. It's just cool. CJ Coleman says, what up, Gear? Gear Runner says, that console, or the console, 123D. 123D says, yeah. Thunder Whisper says, legally, Garner? Have you changed your name legally? Gear Runner says, hi, CJ. How are you, buddy? Edge Everyday says, hello, everybody. Edge, Brian, how you doing, man? String Bean said, we were just talking about you today, too, by the way, Brian. Mom and I. String Bean says, sorry, Gear Runner, but all the ladies on YouTube find me cute and say I am a tool. And cute. I don't know that saying you're a tool is probably a good thing, is it? I don't know. Gear Runner says, I don't know. I have a few more mods planned. I may let Rob try that first. That's right. I don't know if it can be done, to be honest. It'd be cool. And it'd be more money because it's bigger, I would think. 123 Wireless, he's sort of smiling some way. Polymorphic says, RobMotive, are you rooting for Texas Tech? Not really. I was rooting for the Buckeyes, but that didn't go well because I'm from Columbus. But hey, Texas Tech sounds good. As good as anybody else for me now. Edge Everyday says, can you get an old console cover from an wait a minute. Can you get an old console cover from an 07 to 2013 and have it done? I don't know. I mean, if you send him the material, he can do it, Terrence Tatum says, hi, Rob. Hello, all. Cool Armrest. Love the logo. Thank you, Terrence. How you doing? Yeah, I had to put the logo on there. I mean, I have the channel and stuff, and I just had to do it, I thought it would be awesomely cool. So there you go. Let's see. Tundra Whisper, yeah. I'm thinking the same thing, Rob. That small recessed area in the Tundra. We'll see what he says. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know I don't know. I'd have to look at it closer myself. To be honest, I haven't really looked at it to even come up with my own theory as to whether or not it can be done. Garrett says, I'm married to a beautiful woman, Bean, who has a great job to boot. You can have them all, buddy. There you go. That pretty much puts Gear Runner out of the running. CJ Colvin says, as for me, I had a wonderful muscle car Sunday. First was driving my dad's 2016 Charger SXT all-wheel drive V6. Awesome. Seeing a Scat Pack Charger driving by our house and seeing Das Salamas. Live chat, seeing cool cars. That sounds like a car-filled weekend, man. Awesome. Edge Everyday says, how is the new camera? It's doing good. The videos that are going to be coming out, actually, the one I did with the fuse front heating up a camera was done with the new camera. The one that's going to be up tomorrow was done with the new camera. And trying to think, I think that's it so far. But every video that's going to be out from this point forward, unless it's done with the iPhone, is going to be done with the new camera. So I love it. I love it. It's awesome. It's more cumbersome because it's bigger, obviously, but I love it. Sean DeLong says, yo, what's up, Rob? Hey, just sitting here talking to you guys, buddy. How you doing? Let me close this. I had my phone open for some craziness reason. Gear Runner says, hey, Sean. String Bean says, hiya, Edge. CJ Colvin says, I'm doing something. We don't know. I'm doing good, Gear. How are you doing? Edge every day. I bet you were. Last coat on number 1. Last coat on number, I think it's 1 done. Awesome. Sean says, hey, Gear. Gear Runner says, pretty good, CJ. Edge every day says, yo, Sean, how is the truck, buddy? CJ Colvin says, sounds awesome, Gear. Gear Runner says, I'll pick those up tomorrow, Sean. He's picking them up tomorrow. Sean says, doing great, Edge. Edge says, hello, Richard. Sean says, K-Gear, just give me a text. Gear Runner says, I will, probably around 4 to 5-ish, polymorphic. I hope they win it all. I think Chris Beard is a great coach and even better guy. I got to be honest, I don't know a thing about either one. The only team I ever followed, really, were the Buckeyes when we were in Columbus. 123D Wireless. Just got my 2018 Tundra TRD off-road package 4 months ago. If I get 35s with stock height, will it still rub? I would say definitely yes. I would say yes. With stock height, I would think so, but somebody else might chime in who knows more than me. Tundra Whisper says, does anybody make a bug bra for the Tundra? I bet they do. I need one soon for my trip to Montana. The bugs I collect my grill are the size of small birds. I would think there's some kind of a bra out there. If not, just put some blue painter's tape all over it. It'd be all right, which I've actually seen done. Let's see. Eddie Smallhorn. Eddie, what's up, buddy? How you doing? CJ Colvin says, how's the Roush Mustang gear? Gear says, I'm not sure you can run 35s in stock height. Yeah, I don't think so. String Bean says, Gear Runner, I am happy you have a good, pretty wife you love. And don't you ever let her go. You hold on to her forever. Eddie Smallhorn says, yo, Andy, how you doing, buddy? Gear Runner, it's awesome, CJ. Still loving it. It should be paid off in the next couple of weeks. Then I'm going to buy another car for the channel and daily driving. I can't wait to see what that is. I'm guessing it's either a Prius or a Hugo. I'm not sure which. Eddie Smallhorn says hello at String Bean. Tundra Whisper says 1, 2, 3. It will rub. That's what I think. String Bean says hi, Eddie. Gear Runner says, Eddie Smallhorn, how you doing, buddy? Edge Everyday says you can use it for live streams also, but it only records for 30 minutes. But that is when you have another camera to switch to in OBS. Yeah, I haven't tested doing anything wirelessly. I assume, see, I don't even know how to interface it. I don't know how to interface it to stream via YouTube. I'm assuming you would just plug it in to the computer much as you do a webcam, and run it the same way, but I'm not positive about that, so I'm going to have to look into that, unless that's that simple. Uh, Gear Runner says, I'm doing pretty good, Eddie. CJ Colvin says, sounds awesome, Gear. Eddie Smallhorn says, doing great at Gear Runner. Edge Every Day says, hello, Eddie. How's the family? How's the family doing? 123D Wireless says, what size won't rub? I can't answer that for you, but maybe somebody else will. Gear Runner says, Courtney, still liking that wing, Edge. CJ Coleman says, what do you think of the 7.0 liter Elephant crate motor from Mopar Performance making over 1,000 horsepower? I think that would be awfully cool in the Tacoma. Pop wheelies with that thing, man. Eddie says, hey, Edge, doing good. How have you guys been? Edge Every Day says, lifting tires coming in 2 weeks. Oh, that's right. What are you gonna? I assume you're gonna do some kind of video on that. But are you doing a block and spacer lift? Are you doing a suspension lift? And what's the skinny? Or are you saving that? Ah, it's good. String Bean says, Eddie, I am so sad that Yaru did not take me to New Orleans with her so I could meet up with my girlfriend. Yeah, I don't know. John Watts says, Rob, I have a 2015 Taco, just got a 30-inch single, wait a minute, just got a 30-inch single row light bar from Muff Country. Did I make a mistake? Your thoughts, please. 30-inch, man. I don't know. Where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? If you're going to put it in the grill, assuming it'll fit in the grill, no. I don't think you made a mistake. Why would you think you made a mistake, I guess? Thunder Whisper says, that's funny. I have a ton of blue painter's tape. There you go, man. That stuff works great. Eddie Smallhorn says, she was pretty busy at String Bean. Edge Every Day says, Eddie, we are doing okay. Courtney's fam was here last week, so it's back to normal now. That's right. I thought you were going to do a live stream with the family, man. I was looking forward to meeting the family. Thunder Whisper says 123. I believe Max is a 285 tire. Well, I tell you, I had 295s on the Tacoma and they rubbed. I know it's a different animal. CJ Coleman says, what do you think of the Ford Bronco? I think if they make it like the pictures I've seen of it, it's going to be freaking awesome, and I'm going to have one. It's the truth of it. Brandon Mitchell says, hey Brandon, how you doing, buddy? Thunder Whisper says, Courtney's family a bit much. Courtney's family a bit much. Uh-oh, somebody's trying to stir the pot there. Edge Every Day. Do it with Wi-Fi through the Canon app or plug and play or do a short stream. LOL. I wonder, do it through Wi-Fi through the Canon app or plug and play. Now, how do you then tie that to YouTube? I wonder. Or you would use it, I don't know. I understand what you're saying. I'll have to look, but I assume that means then that you could interface it with YouTube to do the live stream through YouTube. I mean, you'd have to, right? Polymorphic says 275/70/18 is the biggest tire that will fit on a stock Tundra setup. 275/70/18. Sounds good to me. I don't know. I have 275/55/20s on my Tundra. Edge Every Day says, yes, Courtney loves the Wang. CJ Colvin says, how's the wife and the kids doing? And then it jumped. How's the wife and the kids doing? Let's see. If you're talking to me, Krista's actually sick. The kids are great. My daughter, by the way, I forgot to mention, my daughter just got her master's degree. She received it about 2 days ago. So my daughter has a master's degree now. It's awesome. Hillcrest Heights says, this is the tire I have on my, that is the tire I have on my Gen 2 Tacoma. Awesome. Gear Runner says, look up smart cars with Hayabusa engines. They do wheelies. Not bad. Edge Every Day says, block and spacer with 35s. Wow. So you must be doing, you're doing more than like a 3-inch. You're doing like a 5 to 6 inch, aren't you? Let's see. 123D Wireless says, thanks for the info, guys. CJ Coleman says, have you played any Angry Birds games on your phone or app? I have in the past, but not for probably over a year. Edge Everyday says, T-Dub, they aren't a problem, just a lot of running around doing tourist things. Yeah. Sean DeLong says, that's right, Thunder Whisper, 285 just barely rubs on the bumps. See, that would drive me nuts. That means you got to go 275s unless you do something else. Edge Everyday says, Courtney's got a stomach bug and stuff coming out the top and bottom. There's a picture for you. Thunder Whisper says, got it, Edge. Got it. How's the weather? Gear Rudder says, you can do a 3-2 ready lift like mine, 123D wireless, and run 35 by 12.5 R20s. Nitto Terra Grappler, G2 tires, and won't rub if you remove the front inner fender. I remember. Thunder Whisper says, oh no, TMI Edge. Yes. CJ Colvin says, what do you think of the early Broncos 66 through 77 as well as the big Broncos 78 through 96? I like both, actually. A friend of mine borrowed one. Crazy. It was like brand new, bright red. Borrowed one. Me, him, and two other guys took it down an old railroad track through a woods and just scratched the hell out of it. I didn't have anything to do with that. He was driving, and we were flying, man. If he'd have lost it, we'd all been killed. That was my one and only experience in a Bronco, but it was pretty fun. Stupid, but fun. The guy that got it back probably wasn't happy. Edge Everyday says, same way as the webcam. Gotcha. Good to know. Thank you. Gear Runner says, hope she gets better soon. Edge. Thunder Whisper says, it's called a wang. Really? That's what everybody calls it. At least in the circles I run in, it's a wang, man. If you don't call it a wang, you shouldn't call it anything. Shonda Long says, master's in what? Education. She has her master's degree in education. 123D Weiler says, haha, don't think the wife will let me do a lift on the truck. She's scared warranty will void. Only on the suspension parts that you affect, not the whole truck. Tony Warren says, if I owned a truck, I would hate it if my new truck rubbed because of putting wrong size on it. Hi, Rob. Hi, y'all. Hey, Tony, I agree. That's why I changed out the tires on my Tacoma when it rubbed. Just so happens Krista was looking to lift the Jeep and get the same wheels or same tires, and it worked out well. They don't rub on hers, and now mine don't either. CJ Coleman says, so who drives the white Silverado in your driveway? It's somebody that works at the house next door. Nothing to do with me. It's not my truck. John Watt says, going in the grill. Wait a minute. Going in the grill, that's awesome. They assure me it is made to fit. Questioning if 30 inch is too short and should have gotten a double row. No, I wouldn't have gotten a double row, and I don't know about the length. I mean, if it takes up the space of the gap that you're putting it in, it should be cool. But I'll tell you, even something that big, I can't imagine that it would look out of place, even if it didn't. As long as you center it, which obviously you would, I think it would be fine myself. Edge Everyday says 3.2 just like gear. Okay, I didn't realize a 3.2 would work with a tire that big, but that's cool. Thunder Whisper says 123, a warranty doesn't work that way. That's right. Hillcrest Heights, congrats to your daughter. That is great. It is. I am so proud of her. It is a fantastic achievement. See, I can't even think of the word. Polymorphic says, looking to add a 78 millimeter Turbonetics setup to my 5.7 next month. $3,000 cheaper than Magnuson. Well, that doesn't sound bad, so I assume this Turbonetics setup is a supercharger as well. Thunder Whisper says, suspension lifts are the cat's meow. I know. 123D Wireless says, tell that to my wife. Yeah, nope, that's your wife. Gear Runner says, I agree, T-Dub. I would just never use it for what it's intended for and so much more money. Yeah. CJ Colvin says, the early Bronco with the 5.0 liter Coyote V8 swap in it would be pretty bad arse. I agree, man. Thunder Whisper says, I know 123, it could be hard to convince her, but if there's an issue, they have to prove that a lift is what has caused the issue. Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't, for instance, let's say you hauled a TV in the back of your truck and for some reason, I don't know, the engine blew up. Well, they couldn't say because you had a TV in the back of your truck, they're not going to warranty anymore because you added a TV, you know? I mean, it doesn't work that way. Edge Everyday says, T-Dub, I want King coilovers, but man, they are expensive. If I do something like that, I will get an old Toyota 4x4 and put a full Chaos Baja kit. I won't go that big for an everyday driver. Yeah. Just Joe, welcome. How you doing? Just Joe says, on a stock Tundra with stock rim, 275/70/18 is max. The skid plate will rub on turns. Bend edge of the skid plate up and roll it back. That would suck. CJ Coleman says, have you seen the LS versus Coyote shootouts on Power Media? I have not. CJ says, do you wish the Coyote V8 would do you wish the Coyote V8 be displaced at 5.8 liters instead of 5 liters? I really have no opinion one way or the other, to be honest with you. Edge Everyday says, Just Joe, you are right. I will cut the skid plate to accommodate the tires, and with the 3.2 lift, or with the 3.2, no problems at all, I think. Boise City Mopar, hey guys, what's up? How are you all doing this evening? Doing good. How you doing, Boise? Boise Dan, what's up, buddy? Edge Everyday says, hello, Dan. Gear Runner says, hey, Dan. Boise City says, hey, Edge. Hey, Gear. 123 Wireless says, thanks, T-Dub, but I don't think I want to go against her. CJ Colvin says, what do you think of the mighty Ford Panther platform from 1979 to 2011? I'm not sure how to answer you there, actually. Gear Runner says, just don't tell her 123D. She'll never notice. That's right, she won't know the difference. Tundra Whisper says, what size tires are you running, Edge? Polymorphic says, not my Tundra, no. My Tundra will, wait a minute. Polymorphic says, no, my Tundra will be turbocharged, not supercharged. I want the option to run an 87 octane tune. Gotcha. 123D Wireless is LOL, but when she does, unhappy wife equals unhappy husband. Just dig a big hole out back. I mean, I didn't say that. Edge Everyday says, honestly, 3.2 lift is acceptable for the people at the warranty company as long as you don't use the truck. They need to prove that the tires and the lift were the issue, and it's impossible to prove. Tundra Whisper says, yeah, 123, just tell her you had the tires lowered. That's right. That's right. Boise City Mopar. Well, I happen to be in Boise right now, just chilling out. Got out of school a little bit ago and doing some car browsing, as usual. Edge Everyday. When you change stock parts, they have proof. Well, that's true. I mean, they probably can tell pretty easily when you swap out a stock part for something else, you know. CJ says, have you seen the TV show Dukes of Hazzard? I have. Boise City Mopar, 123, remember the happy wife, happy life, LOL, don't rock the boat, LOL. 123D Wireless is laughing out loud. We have a little sippet of the magic juice. Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Tundra Whisper says, I saw Daisy Duke. Everything after that is a blur. Yes, the old Dukes of Hazzard days. Gear kind of reminds me of Cooter, you know. Alan Patrick C. Castillo. Wow, makes me want to have it in my TRD Pro, Rob. Thanks for sharing. Isn't it awesome, man? And welcome to the channel, by the way. And he can do anything. I mean, this obviously is what I wanted, but you could do, I don't know, I've seen people do TRD Pro. I've seen people do TRD Pro or TRD with mountains, which looks really cool. John Watts says, my local dealer says they will put a lift, but only they will, wait a minute. My local dealer says they will put in a lift, but only they will honor the warranty. They say Toyota Canada will void if I lift it. Probably. Things are different in Canada. I don't know, man. Gear Runner says, did I hear Cooter? I thought that might perk you up. Bob Levant. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Bob says, hi, Rob. I'm getting ready for my road trip to Indiana in the Rebel, leaving on Thursday, coming back by Monday, I hope. Well, you want to come back home at some point, that's for sure. Safe travels to you, Bob. And how you doing? Edge Every Day says 285, 65, 20. That's not bad. That'd be pretty good, actually. Mine's 275, 55, 20. Look at what I am running right now on the, you know what? That's what I'm running on the Tundra, and that's what I'm sorry, on the Tacoma. I think 275, 60 are 20s are what's on the Tundra. I think. They're just a little bit different than what I have on the Tacoma. Tundra Whisper says, Cooter, Gear's other brother. That's right, Gear. You need to make a video with your brother, Cooter. Let's see. M. Jones says, greetings. Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy? Been here the whole time, but finally commenting. Is your magic juice bottle always see-through for everyone else? What do you mean? This is bright green. You see through this? What are you talking about, man? I don't know what you're talking about. It's like some people tell me I have a hole in the center of my head. My third eye? I don't know. I think that's really cool, by the way. I'm so juvenile. CJ Colvin says, what do you think Smokey and the Bandit with Burt Reynolds in it? What do you think Smokey and the Bandit with Burt Reynolds in it? In the day, it was a pretty neat movie. Today, pretty corny. Boise City Mopar says, Rob, you and the Mountain Dew, I'm surprised you haven't gotten fat off that stuff, LOL. There are different levels of fat, and I assure you I am in one of them. Edge Every Day says they will be a 34.6-inch tire on stock rims. Gear Runner says, hi, Bob L. Gear Runner says, hi, M. Jones. Edge Every Day says, yo, Bob. Fred Sausage. Fred, how you doing, my creative buddy? Fred says, old Fred never missed a Dukes of Hazzard episode. Bus Hog was Fred's man, and Daisy, man, oh man. Get a fella excited. Yes, indeed. Tundra Whisper says, stilts for your Tundra, Edge. 123D Weiler says, later, guys. Need to pick up the kids now. Alrighty. Thanks for being on here. I appreciate it. You have a great evening, man. Bob L says, hi, all. Gear Runner says, yep, I've been good friends with Cooter for years. M. Jones says, Gear. See TFL and 2015 Ford Fiesta owner who experienced lip mode as well. Let's see, Gear. CTFL had a 2015 Ford Fiesta owner on who experienced lip mode as well. I experienced lip mode once in my Civic. Actually, it got wet or something. Tundra Whisper says, what is the rim offset going to be, Ed? CJ Coleman says, are you really Bear's brother Cooter? I'm not sure what that means. Gear Runner says, really? So the cars are doing it also. Same electronic components, probably. Boise City Mopar says, so if Gear Runner is the old Cooter, then who's Uncle Jesse? Edge? LOL. That's right. Edge is Uncle Jesse. Edge Every Day says, T-Dub, nope, the fender will be about 5 inches higher after both tires and the lift. Edge Every Day says, T-Dub, none, no, none. Stock offset. Edge Every Day says, stock offset. Gotcha. Sean says, look up Daisy Duke now. Yikes. Well, age has a way of doing that. Tundra Whisper says, wow, no positive offset. Gear Runner says, I know, Sean. She went downhill fast. CJ Colvin says, soda in general isn't good for your health. If you keep drinking soft drinks, you'll eventually become a fat bloke. I will not disagree with you there. Tundra Whisper says, is she leather, Sean? Is she leather? Bob L says, limp mode. There is a pill for that. I knew somebody was going to go there. David Wilson says, gear. With these sunny days, that wood should be dry. CJ Colvin says, I meant gear. Gear says, yep, David, it's getting there. LOL. Polymorphic. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Limp mode after moisture. Oh, boy. Sean DeLong says, we don't need to know about your limp mode, Rob. I just like to share, you know. Fred Sausage says, Sean DeLong, nowadays, Daisy got some of that positive offset. You're right. Well, guys, been on here for a little over an hour. Sean DeLong says, no doubt, Fred. So it is about time for me to bid you all adieu. I appreciate you all being on here as usual. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week and weekend. And I will see you next time on the web. Have a great night. Good evening.